Just days short of the 2025 NFL Draft, it's time for the final mock drafts of how I think this draft's going to go. We're to the Seattle Seahawks, a team that really needs some linemen, but they're not prone to taking linemen up high, especially not on the interior. So I found what I think is a bit of a loophole. I'm Jeremy Green of ESPN Radio Asheville and NFLDraft.net, and this is my final mock draft, 7 rounds, for the Seattle Seahawks. We start at 18 with Kelvin Banks Jr. I believe he's a tackle. I also believe he's a tackle that can play guard. You have a lot of issues with injuries with Abram Lucas. You need somebody that can play guard and kick out to tackle if you need him to, because Lucas has just shown you he gets hurt a lot. Kelvin Banks, to me, has Jonathan Ogden level upside. Am I telling you he's going to be Jonathan Ogden? No. I'm saying if you develop him the right way and you catch some breaks, I think he can be that good. I also think off the jump he can be a really good guard, especially in this scheme, especially with this team. I love Kelvin Banks. I know everybody's locked into, well, his arms are too short. Okay, the two best tackles in this class, both of their arms are too short. Both of them played in the SEC. Both of them held up. I think they're both going to be just fine. It's funny to me to watch some of these players that are going over Kelvin Banks with the red flags they have, with the bad tape at sometimes that they have, and Kelvin Banks is just going to fall to a smart team. And look, I think Seattle is a smart team. They're just going to have to break one of their little rules, which is we don't take interior offensive linemen in the first round. But the loophole is he's not an interior offensive lineman for long, just to start. 18, Kelvin Banks Jr. from Texas. Number 50, Mason Taylor, tight end out of LSU. Seattle has 2 picks right here within 3, so I had to kind of play the team behind them, which is the Denver Broncos. I think Taylor would go to Denver if they let him go right here. This is the tight end they've needed for as long as I can remember. I think Taylor was misused at LSU. It was a lot of short routes and very close to the line of scrimmage. He's a red zone threat. He should be a red zone threat. He was used as a red zone threat at the Senior Bowl, and I saw the highest of high sides of what he can be. And I think he can be that in the NFL. I think Taylor's a better pro than he was college player, and he would fit in nicely in Seattle with Sam Darnold. The only thing is that you got to really make sure Sam's had issues with tight ends over the years. I saw it some last year in Minnesota after Hawkinson came back. So I would like the two of them to kind of grow together in this Seattle offense. So I like the idea of taking him here at 50. 52, Jared Wilson, the center out of Georgia. Some people are going to say that's too high for him. I've heard people talk about Jared Wilson in the first round. Now, I think that's lunacy. But back here at the end of the second, Wilson's raw, but he's really good right now. He was only a 1-year starter. But this kid moves unlike – you will not see many centers that move like this. And I think you could really put pin to that position for the next 10 years. And look, I like Oluwatimi, but it's very obvious at times that he is overmatched in the NFL. Get an improvement here with that extra second-round pick. You also got 2 third-round picks. 82, Kyle Kennard, edge rusher out of South Carolina. This kid's going to get to quarterbacks, period. He's going to get to quarterbacks. He's going to do it at a consistent rate. The only problem I have with Kennard is that he's built like a 3-4 outside linebacker, but he runs like a 4-3 defensive end. So I'm not really sure where he fits. I think this kind of hybrid front that Seattle plays is the perfect fit for him, because on the opposite side of Boye Mafe, just go get quarterbacks. Just go get quarterbacks. We've got Leonard Williams. We've got Byron Murphy. I'm going to add a nose tackle here in a minute too. We've got all the pieces. Just go kill quarterbacks. That's all I need you to do. He holds up decently well against the run, but he's really more of a pass rusher at this point. 92, C.J. West. There's your true nose tackle. Now you got Leonard Williams on one side, Byron Murphy on the other side of an odd man front, and that defense is evil on the front side. I do want to cover this. C.J. West, the tape at Indiana was intoxicating, really good against the run, profiles as a high-level nose tackle prospect. He's actually my number 2 nose tackle in this, or 3 nose tackle in this entire class, behind only Kenneth Grant, who I don't really consider a nose, even though he's built like one. That's the reason I blipped on 2, because Kenneth Grant's not listed there on my board. And Tyleik Williams out of Ohio State. C.J. West is right behind Tyleik for me and just in front of Jordan Phillips from Maryland. That gives you a very dynamic front. The reason I didn't address linebackers, it feels like every Seattle fan keeps telling me that Seattle is really locked in on these guys that they've already got. And that's fine. You know your team better than I do. All I can do is look at the raw data. If you think you've got somebody coming, like I said, you know your team's thought process better than I do. All I do is look at the holes that you had last year on tape and try to fill them. I can't always tell you what's coming back behind it. Day 3, we go Pat Bryant, wide receiver out of Illinois. That kid is one of the best toe tappers I've ever seen in my life. Uses a sideline at a high level, big-bodied receiver. Gives you another guy to play on the outside other than just Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who I trust the government more than I trust him. Go Marcus Weir, guard out of Montana State. That's one of my favorite little deep divey draft finds that nobody seems to be talking about because he played at a smaller school. Take a year, but obviously you can tell that I came into this with the intention of I'm going to really work on this line because I think they're thin and not great. I would also get rid of Laken Tomlinson immediately, but that's just me. Second pick in the 5th round, Jamari Harris, cornerback out of Iowa. Love the scheme fit for him here with Seattle. Developmental corner. Probably take a year or two to get the best out of him, but that would give me another outside player with Witherspoon playing in the slot, in the nickel, and Reek Woolen on the other side. Nash Jones, guard out of Texas State. He's a guard or a tackle. A lot of us have kind of universally said his best spot is at guard, but I think he can play tackle in the NFL as well. Super raw, but a lot to like playing out of Texas State. And then, I can't read that because Seattle has so many damn picks that the words are really little on the screen. And I'm blind. Dante Manning, cornerback out of Oregon. They had him in for a top 30 visit. They are the only team that I have seen that actually had Manning in the building. And so I'm not positive that they would draft. I'm also not positive they'd draft Nash Jones. I'm just pretty sure you're going to have to take Jones with a pick to get him because I think he will be selected. Manning, not so much. He might be a priority undrafted free agent, but he is definitely a guy they've had in the building and they have interest in. Seahawk fans, how do you feel about this mock draft? You have a ton of capital. 5 picks in the top 92. This is a great chance to really build out the depth and fix the holes with the Seattle Seahawks and with Sammy D, MVP, lead a playoff charge next year. Subscribe to the channel to see all of our content with the 2025 NFL Draft, including live for every pick of the draft. First 2 rounds from Radio Row in Green Bay. Third day in, we're still in Wisconsin. We're just not at the draft itself. It'll be more of a fun, laid-back, drinky beers and grilled dead animals kind of day, and it's going to be a great time. Right here in the Sportsocracy, I'm Jeremy Green. Find me on Twitter at ESPN Draft Nerd. And this has been a full 7-round mock draft for your Seattle Seahawks.